Jobs, tax reform, and antitrust laws may be topics of discussion at Wednesday's Tech Summit with President-elect Donald Trump. Joining us to discuss this is Mark Spoonhour, editor-in-chief at Tom's Guide. Mark, thank you for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So during the presidential campaign, Silicon Valley executives really banded together and broadly opposed Trump. What do you expect will happen now?
Well, I really think this meeting is not so much about kissing the ring as it is trying to get on the same page before the administration gets underway. And I think Trump has a lot of issues that he wants to get to, some of which are being talked about and some of which I think are just not as likely given some of the appointments that he's already made.
Yeah, and I want to dig into that a little bit more, but who's expected to attend as of right now? Who's still questionable? Who should we expect to really invade Midtown Manhattan later this week?
It's kind of like a who's who in the tech world. You have Tim Cook from Apple. He's expected to attend. You have Google's two leaders. You also have Elon Musk, who's expected to join them, as well as Jeff Bezos, which could be a wonderfully awkward moment because I think he tweeted something like he wanted to help Trump go to the moon at one point.
Oh boy. But to be fair, he was the co-founder of PayPal with Peter Thiel, who's been a big Trump supporter and part of the transition process. What do you think are going to be the most contentious topics during Wednesday's summit?
Sure. Well, I think first and foremost, it's about bringing jobs back to the U.S. And I know Trump is already taking credit for at least some positive momentum in that regard because SoftBank has said that they're going to be bringing 50,000 jobs to the U.S. and making a big investment here. And Trump says that that wouldn't have happened unless he had won the election. And there's also reports that Foxconn is also going to be broadening its U.S. operations, but they haven't given much in the way of details. So what Trump wants to do is try to build on that momentum, but I think he's going to meet resistance for a couple of reasons. One, Apple has been on the record before saying that the type of skilled labor that they need in the U.S. to build things like iPhones is just not here. So I think you might get some resistance, especially the answer might be, well, how about giving us more money for training, or how do we improve our education system so that we don't have to look to the outside world to bring that skilled labor in?
Which, of course, brings me to the next topic, and that is immigration and this idea of being able to have more folks stay stateside after, say, getting their college degrees here.
Yeah, and I think that's going to be a big topic because it expands well beyond just the tech sphere. This has been a big issue for Trump, and I think it's going to continue to be. But it's also contentious for a lot of the tech companies because, again, someone like Google, if they see skilled labor overseas, they have recruiting centers all around the world who are trying to bring in the best talent regardless of where they live. So any sorts of restrictions on H-1B visas, I think, could really hurt not just Google, but a lot of other tech companies.
How about China? Given some of the commentary and some of the moves that Trump has been making where China is concerned and how much business these tech companies have in that country?
I think that's definitely going to come up because when you talk about Taiwan and accepting that call, at this point, it seems like the administration is walking on eggshells and trying to repair that relationship even before President-elect Trump takes office. So I think you're going to hear from some of these leaders, especially since they have huge investments overseas, to protect that investment and to make sure that they don't damage those relations any further. It's about damage control at this point.
Well, we're going to have to see how this all shakes out this week. Mark Spoonhour, thank you for joining us and breaking this down. Thank you for watching. I'm Morgan Brennan. Have a great day. Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.